Okay, good afternoon everybody. We are today, rock and roll, we are doing some Portebello mushrooms. We're doing the smaller version. Instead of doing the big ones, I'm doing the smaller ones, and really it's just a matter of preference. It's a matter of what they have available at the market. And this week they had available some really good looking Portebellos, some little bitty ones. So I'm going to show you how I make this. This is a primal side. Primal sides are basically your vegetables that are on the side. It's a side dish, and they're very important because you get a lot of good vitamins out of your vegetables, just like your mother used to tell you when you were a kid. So we're going to go ahead and make this. Basically, let me just tell you what the ingredients are. I got 6 of these bad boys. I'm going to show you how I core out the last one. I've already pre-done that. Take some chopped red onion, about a half a cup of almonds, and a little bit of some kind of gourmet cream cheese or feta cheese. It doesn't matter. It's a preferential thing in primal sides. The whole concept here is, as my smarter sidekick Tritip always says, you put whatever you want on the thing and whatever comes out, comes out. That's him in his Australian accent. You might know him. He's now on Young and the Restless. He used to be on General Hospital as Scorpio. But he's Tristan Tritip in the reality series, and he's going to be Larry, my older brother, in the movie. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this real quick. And what I'm doing is I'm basically coring out the stem. We want to get the stem out, so we want to make sure that we have room inside to put all of this stuff. And we just take the stem and we just cut it up into some little pieces, relatively small pieces especially, both with all of your vegetables, like with your onions and your walnuts. Make sure they're pretty small because it's a small area for it to fit into. And then what we do is we toss that in there into the bowl, and then we mix in the red onion, the walnuts, and then we mix in the maple syrup. And if that wasn't enough, we're going to toss in just a skosh in the Bang and Bang series of the olive oil. And the olive oil also is going to go down. We'll move this out of the way now that we're done with that. We're going to go ahead and put a little olive oil on the bottom of the pan because these are going to sit on foil on the grill for about 15 to 20 minutes towards the end of the tri-tip, which we're making with this tonight. We don't want this to stick, so I put a little bit of Pam on the bottom of this, and now I've got a little olive oil on it, and that should be totally enough. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix this together. This little mixture, this little concoction here. I think you need a little more syrup. Not like you need a whole lot. It's just, you just want to give it a little bit of a sweet pizzazz because the sweet's going to be really good with this cheese that we've chosen. I personally like feta, and I like really soft gourmet style cream cheeses. And that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to chop this down a little bit more. And what we're going to do then is Bang and Bang is about ready to happen because we've got preparation under control now. So now we're going to, oh my God, does that smell amazing. That is just fantastic. And then we're just going to toss in this mixture into each one of these guys. Just like that. Just put it on top. Try to get it inside. That's why you core these things out. You take that whole stem out so that you got enough room to stick this stuff in there. And we're going to have just enough for 6 of these bad boys. That's why you don't want to use too much of the side ingredients, because between the 3 ingredients that we have here, we got enough. That's what I'm talking about. If I was on the open range, I couldn't do something like this. I'd just be cooking a piece of meat over a steak. I mean, over a piece of. I'd be doing this over some mesquite wood. And wouldn't be this sophisticated. This is a little more sophisticated than most of us would probably normally do anyway. But sometimes I just like to put the apron on and go for it. which is what I'm doing right now, obviously. And so now you can see we've got these bad boys all loaded up. And then what we do is just take a little piece of this cheese and we just apply it to the top, and it'll just melt in. If we had the feta cheese, we would just mix it into the mix and it would go throughout the whole thing. But this stuff is so soft, it will literally just melt. So what we want to do now is we want to put this in the fridge until we're ready to put it on the grill, and it won't go on the grill until the last 15 to 20 minutes of the grilling. And there you have it, stuffed portobellos. Now there's a lot of different ways I do them, but these ones with the pecan nuts in it is fantastic, and we do have a name under lock and key for it because it's in the next book under Primal Sides. And we're going to do a lot more work in the next book on Primal Sides. In the first book, it's all about the meat, and we just talk about the Primal Sides. But in the next book, we're going to have something real special, a whole section on Primal Sides. That's what I'm talking about. Bing and bang, it's done. And that was somebody in the house doing something really nasty called a schneeze. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you what we've got here, which is my meat. My meat today is a large tri-tip of about 3 pounds. And I'm using it's a sweet mesquite marinade. And what I do is I put some bourbon in it on top. And then after the bourbon, I put in a mixture of red wine vinegar and a little bit of olive oil. Then after I've massaged it in, I then apply the sweet mesquite seasoning on top. I turn it over and I do it on the bottom. It's a relatively dry marinade, except for in the bottom, as you can see, we've got a little bit of red wine vinegar and bourbon, so that kind of, that's okay, because when it goes on the grill, we're going to grill this bad boy up. But that's what we're having tonight, along with some baked potatoes. We'll see you out at the grill. And remember, marinate often, grill responsibly. Glad you joined me today.